Okay, so we started broadcasting, so that means that the people who are patiently waiting to come into this are now coming into the room. So welcome to you who are joining us this morning or afternoon or evening, wherever you are, because we get people from all over the place in these Last Anywhere sessions. As you keep coming in, I'll say hello and introduce myself. My name's Ed Wong. I'm the founder of Last Conferences and the director of Tabar, and we organise these online sessions that we've been running for the last few months. My colleague Lisa Jacob is also here on screen. We're both back in lockdown in Melbourne. I'm in Clifton Hill and she's in Alphington, and we're on the lands of the Wurundjeri people. And so I'm acknowledging their elders past, present and emerging. And I always ask people at this point to consider where they are and what their relationship to the environment is in the land where they are also. So I've set a poll there so we can tell who's coming in from where, but we've had people from North and South America, Europe, different parts of Asia, all around Australia, New Zealand, over the few months we've been doing this. And so it's always interesting to see where people have come in from. So thanks very much and welcome to you wherever you are. Now, that's most of what I'll say as by way of introduction to the general idea of Last Conference Anywhere. Just wanted to also say one other thing about a new initiative that we just started. It's called the LAST Clubhouse. You can find out about it at clubhouse.lastconference.com. I won't say more about that, but it's the new thing that we're going to start doing from now and for the next few months. So go have a look at that. Oh, and the only other thing is this isn't behind the paywall, so there's no obligation at all. But if you do feel that you can contribute, you're able to do that on the lastconference.com/anywhere website, particularly on Brad's page. There'll be a button there. Speaking of Brad, he's up in Queensland. I believe he's on Bribie Island, and he's ready and waiting to run his session on Agile sales for you based upon his recent book, Agile Sales. So it's over to you, Brad. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Ed and Lisa, and thank you both for the whole Last Conference organisation and events that you run. It's a real pleasure to be on today. I just want to acknowledge the Jundaburi tribe that were the locals of Bribie Island. I'm lucky here in Queensland that we're able to get away on holidays, so I'm away for a week with my family, and yeah, I've been looking into that tribe and understanding it, and it's an amazing history they've got. I want to respect their elders past and present, but it's also a tough tale, as it often is in all the regions. So really want to acknowledge that tribe. So I want to talk today, everyone. I'm going to run an event for us on Agile sales. And this is a book that I've written over the last few years. It's been published recently around the world. It's really the first book to bring the enterprise excellence concepts, concepts of more than just sales techniques and tactics, but on a holistic look at how do you achieve excellence in sales and marketing. And so it's the first book to do that. There's been many books written, of course, for Agile into IT and Agile into other elements. And then, of course, also the other concepts of lean. My background goes back to programming working with software in the early 2000s, and in getting to know elements of Agile and the early days of the Agile Manifesto, through to getting involved in sales career, getting involved in general management and operational management, and learning about lean and Six Sigma and all these different concepts of excellence that organizations use. And so the book is really written to help sales and marketing teams in this time. And I think it was pertinent that the book came out when it did, that it's good timing, because things are tougher since the whole COVID last few months. And I think this will really help people going forward. And I hope this event delivers you some value and helps you and your organization through these times. I know a lot of people are doing it tough, but in sales, when things are tough, it's actually a good time to get out there and help customers, and through that, help yourself also. So there is a silver lining to it, I believe. And I've been through many tough times myself over the life of my career, and I've seen that eventuate. You know, the companies that really go about it the right way can achieve great things for their customers to help them, but also help themselves. So let's get into it. And I hope you gain some good concepts. This is interactive. So in relation to at the end of each section, I'm going to give you the chance to reflect on your organization and where you're currently at, and be able to note down some ideas for improvement. So let's get into it. So if you look at the statistics that are coming out from different studies that have been done and studies that we've done also, on average, customers are getting a long way through their buying journey before they even actually look to engage with organizations and sales teams. There's another study that's been done that 70% of customers don't perceive they gain value from salespeople. So it's pretty dire. And I think this largely comes down to our traditional sales approach, that when you talk about how we've actually sold in the past, we've been very focused on selling product, and we learn our product well, we get out there and we pitch it, and we know how to sell feature advantages and benefits. We build good relationships. But the problem is the world's moved on, and it's largely moved on through the work that's come through from Agile. You know, and a lot of the IT companies, a lot of the marketing organizations, the capability they've built to be able to give customers an amazing experience through the web and through video and through online technology without even needing to engage a salesperson. Like, I think if you all reflect on the last time you wanted to buy something, I'd pose that a lot of you went online and did a lot of research and gained a lot of good value before you even engaged a salesperson, if you even did. And so salespeople are getting disrupted, and it's happening a lot about the world. I think COVID's just going to has brought it more and more to the fore. There is statistics, but that show that it's not all dire for salespeople. So there's been studies done that show that, we've looked at it and studied that buyers do want salespeople to actually help them. So if a salesperson can actually engage you and deliver you great experience, great knowledge, great help, and help you with your buying decisions and help you overcome challenges and help you achieve your goals, well, that's actually sought after. So this is the silver lining for sales teams and sales organizations and marketing organizations that feel like they're getting disrupted or they're not growing anymore, that there is the potential for it because customers do want it. So Agile, I believe, brings a lot of concepts and a lot of principles that, when applied to sales and marketing, when they were applied to IT and product development, as when they're applied to marketing, as when they're applied to all sorts of arenas now, can achieve great things. And that's what I've written about in the book, is how we can apply some of these principles and systems to actually really help us amplify the customer experience and our own performance as people and organizations. So if we look at the Agile sales principles, I just want to talk about these just for a moment. This is more the cultural or principle element of Agile sales, and it links to a lot of the same elements that come out of all other works on Agile and Lean. The first is having a clean and clear vision, a just cause, absolute customer and people focus, which is basically that real laser-like focus on customers and people within your organizations. Customers are people, and I believe that's an important concept in Agile sales. Safety, so having safety within the organization, both physical, but then also psychological, the safety to be able to fail, the safety to be able to innovate and experiment quickly and not be punished dramatically and have the culture of fear. Cross-functional teamwork and innovation, process flow and quality at the source. So being able to develop really fast single piece flow through your processes, and of course quality at the source plays a major part in that you don't have things going back for checks and analysis. It has that all built into the process. Being able to experiment continuously and rapidly with flow, being able to just have that culture where innovation is part of what we do every day. Making work visual and seeking perfection, because you'll never get there. Now, this concept is not about developing perfection, it's about seeking perfection, because it drives continuous improvement, because invariably you'll never reach perfection. It's never been done, never will be done, but having that concept or that principle will actually keep an organization and a team continuously improving. So when I mentioned earlier that I've had a lot of background